We are live from Crusaders headquarters. I am King Nico, and if you are watching this, you are the resistance. So Artemis II, everyone wants to be a flat earther now. So we can thank NASA for one thing, because people are starting to question, what did we really see from the Artemis II mission? They are on their way home now. And what did we see? Where was the observation of the experiment? What was the observation? So we're going to talk about what we've seen or what we haven't seen. We've seen like 5 or 6 pictures from Artemis of Earth, of the moon. The picture of the Earth is basically taken from the exact same position that Apollo 11 1969 crew took. So they waited 50 plus years to travel back to the moon, and they stopped at the exact same moment in space that the other Apollo crew stopped and took a picture of Earth. It's very underwhelming. The video, what video did we see? We heard they went to Walmart, stocked up on like 30 plus GoPros, very NASA, very spacey, right? I have GoPros up. These dogs are driving me crazy. I have GoPros, nothing spectacular. They give good footage, but what we saw from NASA was not good, not great, not acceptable. The footage we saw of the crew constantly was perfect. No delay, no lag, no grain. It was perfect. HD quality. The audio was fine. We could see them floating around, sipping soup out of a bag, all kinds of nonsense. But we didn't want to see that. We can see them on Earth like we did. We want to see space. So what did we see of space? We saw the tail end of Artemis, and we saw a white blur in the background and black. No stars, and that was the only live feed we got. And it was grainy, like it was being recorded on a VCR cassette player, and there was no movement. I spent my whole life watching racing and participating in motorsports. Like, we know what movement looks like on camera, whether it's on Earth or in space or in the ocean, right? That was not going anywhere. So we're going to look at some tweets from the Twitterverse. I just typed in Artemis II, and here's the top tweets. NASA, of course. Hello, Moon. It's great to be back. So here's 4 of the 6 or 7 pictures they gave us. That's supposed to be the surface of the moon. And why is it curved like that? The pictures from before were completely straight. There's the Earth. This is ridiculous. This is all NASA is giving us from the Artemis mission. Is 4 measly pictures. So obviously Twitter, more people than ever are now mocking and coming out saying that this is crap. Like, we expected to see more. We expected to see at least a 24-hour video footage from outside of the craft, not inside. Yeah, there's all the CGI discrepancies, but I'm not jumping all over that. That's pretty obvious. There's more to it than that. All we've seen is visualizations. There's the 1972 pic. There's the 2026 picture. Like, come on. That's it. That's what we've got, and that we're supposed to trust and believe that their science, their data, their formulas is supposed to equal these pictures that we're seeing, and that's it. And we're supposed to spend the next century believing this crap? Get out of here. It's not happening. So lots of crap on Twitter. Let's see my Facebook. There's my Fallen Angels song. Remember, the old world, Tartaria that they talk about, that's the fallen angel empire that was washed away in the Great Flood. So check out this song. We'll play it later on. This was awesome. Artemis II released a photo of the never-before-seen backside of the moon, because they supposedly broke records, went further than any humans had ever gone before. absolute crap. We're not seeing that. They can say it till they're blue, but we're not seeing the evidence of that. We're not seeing that these astronauts traveled anywhere. And we spoke about this the other day. Like, I wanted to see video like this. We didn't see nothing. Every time we saw video, it was of the crew inside of the shuttle, the spacecraft, right? Halfway to the moon. So they're halfway to the moon, and that's what they give us as an image. But when I'm outside in my backyard or wherever I am on Earth and I can see the moon, it's gigantic. So nothing's adding up. Let me take this down quickly. I want to play some videos from our friend Flat Earth Banjo. Eddie has been keeping up on this, the TikTokers. So more and more people are waking up to Flat Earth. I saw a video we posted this morning, and this one guy, he pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. So let's hear what he had to say.
I'm not saying that the Artemis II mission is being faked, but what I am saying, and emphatically, is I'm underwhelmed right now. I was really excited for some cool stuff. And I've seen about 10 still photographs, just static images that look slightly better than the ones taken in 1969. Apparently from the exact same spot. They have a spot they like. They like to take a picture with the Earth about that big. And then they don't take any other pictures. And what an opportunity to really stick it to the flat earthers, except for every still image makes the Earth kind of look like a flat disc. So I don't know why you're doing that. I don't need an interview with the crew telling me how they eat soup out of a pouch. Take the camera to the window and shut up and just let me see it. I don't know. Why isn't there something mounted on the outside that just constantly gives me video of the Earth? Show me something with movement. Show me weather patterns moving on the Earth. Show me rotation of the Earth, zoomed out so you can see the entire sphere rotate. You really want to blow my mind? Show me some upside down flying planes. That's what Daddy wants to see. A skyline of a major city upside down with planes flying like that. That's all I want. And I'm getting none of that. And I suspect I will get none of that either. And we don't know what's real or what's fake. So I don't know why anyone's excited about anything they're seeing. This is so disappointing.
The Artemis crew may.
So, okay. That's hilarious. I'm not saying he may not even be a flat earther, but what he's saying is pretty much what everyone is feeling, right? We're in 2026. We're looking at the exact same images they gave us 50 plus years ago. We're looking at footage, live footage that is worse than what they gave us 50 plus years ago. At least 50 plus years ago, they actually had the audacity to show people that tin can landing on the moon. They had the audacity to land on it and have these guys jump off out of the lander, bounce around on the moon, put a flag on it. Like, they went all out in 1969 with bare minimal technology, right? Less technology than what you have in your cell phone or your computer or even your TV, right? So this time around in futuristic 2026, we have AI, we've got all kinds of technologies and data now, and they're not landing on the moon. They're just flying past it. And we saw none of that. We saw many interviews, like he said, with the crew, like, because that's what we want to see and hear. And then, like Huron song put, sipping soup from a pouch. We saw them pretending to do scientific work. We saw the pilot Victor basically naked, getting dressed and undressed. We heard them have toilet issues, because that's space, right? We need to know about their toilet issues. I mean, we spoke about the connection with the Fantastic Four, how it was a 4-person crew that went to space in the Marvel comic books, Fantastic Four. It was 3 males and 1 female, just like we have here, 3 males, 1 so-called female. The commander of the Fantastic Four is Reed Richards. And now we have the commander of Artemis II, whose name is also Reed, not Richards, but his name is Reed. Come on, absolute pure theater, pure hoaxery. I'm just making up words now, right? Because they're making up crap. So we should just make up stuff. They're making up the science, then they're making up the crap, and people are believing it without seeing anything. We did not observe any of space. We did not observe the Earth spinning, rotating, with weather patterns changing on it, with planes flying upside down. We didn't see upside down skyscrapers in Shanghai. We didn't see nothing. We always see the same 3 or 4 still images if we're lucky. Yeah. And quickly now. So that way, we'll come back to that. I want to talk about one of my predictions quickly, because someone commented on my last video about a prediction I made in regards to April 21st, right? So we're going to go back to my slides that we have here in the Canva. So here's the decode that we did months ago, even last year. We've got many dates, so you can just go back to the live videos and you'll see these slides in great detail, and you'll see the dates. And we've predicted with 100% accuracy now the last 3 or 4 dates. And now April 21st, I just mentioned it this week. And then the day after the video, Donald Trump announces some kind of ceasefire in Gaza, something to do with the war. I'm not paying attention, but someone mentioned it to me and says, whoa, April 7th, ceasefire, a 14-day ceasefire that ends on which date? April 21st, 2026. And why is this date significant? Because April 21st, 2026 falls exactly 1,284 weeks after Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. And the 1284, the numerology behind it, the gematria, the Fourth Reich is 1284. The bottomless pit is 1284. Church of Satan is 1284. The FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and slavery both equal 1284. 2020, 1284. So nanotechnology, I've been following and screaming about for a while, that this is their way of getting to the soul of humanity by allowing nanotechnology into your bloodstream. It knows how to, don't ask me how or why, or they know, it knows, the AI knows. They have the mini robots. You put them in your body. It may cure cancer, it may cause cancer, but the main goal and objective is to get to the essence of the soul. So World Sharia law, 1284, the CV is 1284, and 666, and 1440. So there's the decodes there. So let's go back to Artemis and the newly awakened on TikTok that are now saying, honestly, I was expecting to see some type of wild footage of space, but no, none of that at all.
Mounted on the outside that just constantly gives me video of the Earth. Show me something with movement. Show me weather patterns moving on the Earth. Show me rotation of the Earth, zoomed out so you can see the entire sphere rotate. You really want to blow my mind? Show me some upside down flying planes. That's what Daddy wants to see. A skyline of a major city upside down with planes flying like that. That's
all we want to see.
And I'm getting none of that. And I suspect I will get none of that either. And we don't know.
We're not going to get none of that, buddy. He actually looks like the guy from The Office, right? Anyone else see a resemblance? Am I the only one making that connection with this guy? He looks so familiar. He's in scrubs, so he's obviously a nurse or a doctor or a practitioner, right, in a hospital. But he's saying what we all have been saying or thinking, and now this video is going viral today, and it's awesome. This guy's, he's got that comedic effect with it too, right? You know, that's all daddy wants to see, right? This guy, he hit it on the nail.
Or what's fake. So I don't know why anyone's excited about anything they're seeing. This is so disappointing.
The Artemis crew may have just won the Emmy for the best performance ever. Check this out.
I spoke to a very special person, Wayne Gretzky, who I think you know, the great one. And I spoke to your prime minister and many other friends I have in Canada. They are so proud of you. And you have a lot of courage. I'm not sure if they'd want to do that. I'm not even sure if the great one would want to do that, to be honest with you. But you have a lot of courage doing what you're doing, a lot of bravery and a lot of genius. But they're very, very proud of you.
Yeah, they're speaking live with anyone and every news network, NBC, CNN, the President Trump, the Prime Minister Carney. They're talking to everyone, they're answering questions from little girls, they're spinning their microphone, they're huddled together. It's like we're watching Big Brother TV show. And what's with this long minute delay from the president? Is this a humiliation ritual? Like, we know that there's not a minute delay. They heard him, they're just sitting around, lollygagging. What a ritual. What a ritual this has all been. Thank you. Heron Song says, God bless you benevolently, brother. You are a warrior. And
Administrator Alex, I'm going to just get a quick comm check, make sure you guys are still on the line and we didn't have a handover.
I am. Yes, I am.
I can't be the only one that finds it highly suspicious that as soon as it comes out that our government is involved with you know what and you know who, we go to the moon. We go to the moon after we haven't been in over half a century. We never went in the first place. And we go to war.
Let me pause it for a second. Sorry, there's copywritten music there, but this girl, she's in her car and she's saying that what a coincidence. As soon as we're expected to receive disclosure on the files, we know which files we're talking about. You know, we're going to finally go after all the PDF files. We're going to save the children. We're going to get justice for all those children that were taken to that island and things happen between them and huge celebrities that are on that list. All of a sudden, we got war. We're going to the moon. And let me guess, aliens are going to show up next, right? They're never going to get to the bottom of these files. It's up to us. And people are just dolly-galling around, waiting for someone to do it for them and getting distracted by sports events, Kanye West concerts, space missions to Uranus, right? Crap. And fake war.
They literally want us to sit back, shut up, and eat up all these photos that they're putting out of the astronauts wearing freaking 3D glasses, looking at a solar eclipse 239,000 miles closer to the sun. How did they know those glasses were going to work 239,000 miles closer to the sun? They could have fried those astronauts' eyeballs. But really, they couldn't have because they didn't even go. Literally the worst thing that we could do right now is be silent. And the second worst thing that we could do right now is support our corrupt government, which is exactly what we're doing by just eating up all of these NASA photos that they're putting out. It just makes me wonder all of the things that they're going to try to keep us distracted, because so far it's been war and going to the moon.
Photos.
What's next?
4 pictures.
Aliens? If we don't make a fuss about it, literally nothing's going to happen. They aren't going to prosecute themselves. They aren't going to incriminate themselves. They'd rather go to war and go to the moon. They say we're going to go anywhere but jail.
So if you want to laugh, this is Starlink right here. I found it with my Nikon 1000. There are balloons holding up satellites. So when people tell me we're going to space, here's my response. Here's Elon Musk. Remember that? When he was talking about we're going to Mars with balloons?
Three strange things happen to the silver food packaging. Number one, you can see through the silver packaging. Here again, zoomed in and slowed down, and now in normal speed. Number two, the red dot on the silver packaging. It's only visible on this side after that spin. So here again, here after the next full rotation. But after the last rotation, the red dot is simply gone. And 3, 2, 1, gone. The red spot should be visible right there, like in the reference picture taken from the silver packaging. Are those letters visible? And after that silver packaging is descending, the red spot just disappears in one frame. As you can see, while I'm going one frame forward and backward. Number 3. It looks like the silver packaging is going through his skin. Here a close up, you would expect at the minimum a bounce off, but it just goes through. Just focus on the edge of the packaging and you can see the mixed up pixels right there. I'm so excited what they'll cook next.
Another magical historical photo from NASA. Here's the time it was taken, 27 minutes UTC time. I had some trouble making this video. Apparently this is a night photo, just overexposed. And the AI kept giving me the wrong time, daylight times. And I think I got the right time now though. So this is what we're looking at. We got Africa and South America outlined. Okay, so here's where the Artemis is, about right here, looking at the Earth.
Sorry.
Okay, so here's where the view would be on the other side. So here's the, okay, let's cruise down here. And then we're going to shut the lights off in a second here.
1st of April. April Fool's Day! The first ever picture from the moon was also on April 1st. It's like bullshit.
So you're going to sit here and tell me that they decided to go to the moon on April Fool's Day? Out of all days. Yeah, no one's buying it, but did you know that the first satellite picture taken of the Earth from space was taken on April 1st, 1960? Yep, they just love picking those days where it's all about lies and jokes. Just like how they want us to believe they took this tin can to the moon and never went back, even though technology has only advanced. They'll call you crazy because you refuse to live a lie, and the day is called April Fool's when everyone else falls for it.
So you're telling me that with the Artemis II space mission, we can live stream a trip to the moon? Yet twice today, I tried to text somebody in the same city I live in, and the message failed. Make it make sense.
Space food. You know what? They have to show us how they eat their space food. Their space food's in vacuum sealed bags. You know what? Where's the pictures of the moon and the Earth? I want to see it on every continent, okay? I want to see the Earth spinning on every continent. I want to see pictures of the moon. I don't want to.
Remember when I told you these actronauts being liars on wires? This image is super viral, and if you're not seeing it, it's because you're eating up all of the BS that they're pumping out there to the mainstream. And don't think I'm just going to pop up with one image and just tell you to believe what I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to prove and show it to you. Yes, I am.
No way.
Not only are there multiple content creators exposing this BS, nasty NASA liars are showing us themselves. Look at the letters on this ball, bro. It's a green screen effect. I do green screens myself. You see the green screen glitches? It's literally that simple, bro. And it's all these people who are pointing out these details, and it's not like some top secret thing anymore. People are actually making fun of this. And you probably don't remember when Nasty NASA was hoaxing another little mission here, and they literally got busted for using their green screens to simulate what was actually happening on the ISS or whatever else the hell these guys are doing, right? So just watch and learn, connect some dots with me, because I'm here to tell you this is no longer some conspiracy BS. And this is a really big deal because they're lying to humanity, bro. And there's still tons of humans who are out here gobbling this stuff up. But when you see the whole breakdown piece by piece, it's undeniable, bro. Oh my God, a green screen, liars on wires, NASA lies, nasty NASA, actor nuts, nutcases, bro, astronauts, nautical, they're professional divers. So don't think this is just me.
Yeah, with those letters, with that green screen effect, you can see a W and a O. And I looked at it thinking, oh my God, are they spelling out NWO, New World Order? But that's what, but even with the WO in reverse, is World Order, right? So either way, I don't know if anyone else has mentioned that with the letters, but I pretty much, from what I saw, the letters being revealed was New World Order or World Order. And this NASA thing's been going on for a while. I've been a NASA denier for close 30 plus years now. I never believed the moon landing. I just didn't know up until about 10 years ago now in 2016 why they would fake something like this, until I realized, oh my God, it's the firmament. They're hiding the dome. They're hiding the fact that our Earth is flat and is not a ball spinning through space chasing after a giant great ball of fire, as Elvis Presley sang about, right? Ridiculous. Yep, Jeremy Bird says, not actually sending anyone. Vladimir saying, so what could it be? A space egg like Snowball, we on the flat ground, swimming in an infinite ocean enclosed by firmament from all sides. Yeah, that shot of Africa using the parasite's own data. Africa should only cover about 6% of the total ball surface. It's like they don't even try. They don't. They're not trying. And they have all the tools accessible to them, not just mass amounts of endless money. They have the best AI tools, the best CGI tools, the best green screen. They have access to Disney volume studios. They have access to everything. And this is the best that they can give. They purposely are not trying their best because they're not supposed to. Part of the ritual is to only do a certain amount, right? Because they could clearly, easily just deceive the world, give us some Hollywood looking, fantastic Spielberg footage, and like no one would know, right? But they're not. It's child's play. But the fact that the minds on Earth are still believing it, like 99% of them, like why would they try? The less they try, when it comes to Judgment Day, that's part of the rule. Satan has to reveal the truth that he's deceiving you, and if you still choose to believe the lie, then you will go to hell with Satan and the rest, right? So Satan's not going to go all out and make sure he deceives you, because then God, he doesn't want to take that chance. And come Judgment Day, God says, no, you did not play by the rules. You deceived them without any chance and hope of survival. So he's going to save, then everyone will be saved and go to heaven. So he's going to keep it so crap, so low quality, so full of holes and discrepancies that even a child can be like, daddy, mommy, look, I don't think they're really in space. They're faking it, right? It's on you. If you believe it, it's on you. It's not because NASA was so great in the deception, because it's not great. It's pathetic. And there's a reason that they're doing it so badly, because I just told you. So let's continue on with the video.
Me cringing out on your little news feed to trigger you when you're a 40-year-old virgin and you have nothing better to do but sit on Facebook and fap and wait for someone to show up on your little feed instead of some AI bot chick that you are following and paying all your money to on OnlyFans. And it goes and goes. So do what you want with this. Take it or leave it. I'm out here with the truth, and I'm not the only one pumping this stuff out here, guys. Many people who actually have a brain, and even people's children can figure this shit out. So when you wake up, you'll come rolling into the truth. And for those who are paying attention, again, much love to you. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the real ones. The fake ones are going to.
He even said it. Even people's children can figure this out, right? It's very, very easy. Like I posted on Facebook, it's an IQ test and many are failing. A lot of people are waking up, but it's not enough, right? And plus, it's from TikTok. I can't really trust TikTok that these people are really waking up to the deception or they're just looking for content to make money, right? So we don't know. Stick to the ones you've known the longest. Don't start following all these new pop-up flat earthers or conspiracy theorists, right? It can't be real, especially with AI. You don't know if you're watching an AI generated avatar clone. You don't know. People are only in it for the money, right?
Crumble. So let's keep rolling. Much love.
Watch this.
Do you still see stars in outer space?
You didn't catch that, did you? Why does she have an instant reaction when he asks the question?
Do you still see stars in outer space?
Yeah, reminds me of a different video I've seen. Pay attention to how they all react to what he says instantly, but then they play an echo to make it seem as if there is a delay, and then they...
So we have another 3 male, 1 female crew with her hair all hairsprayed up to look like it's gravity doing it, but that's not what it would look like.
Wait to respond.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still? Are you really in space still? See the hair?
Oh, look, the same hair. Pay attention to what's going on here. When he goes to answer this question, you can tell that he is visibly nervous because he's not trained to say the proper things. And as he starts to speak, you can see that she kind of looks at him like, what are you saying? And then he gets nervous and then passes it off to him.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to my crewmates about that today. I've definitely seen stars in outer space, and I was saying I haven't seen as many as I thought I would. So, Reed?
Funny enough, I've seen similar questions being asked to astronauts in the past.
Could you actually see the stars in the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see. I don't remember seeing any. Neil, you were
Catch that?
concerned.
Let's watch again.
I don't remember seeing any. Neil, you were...
He literally nudges him when he says that because he doesn't want him to contradict what he was trained to say. And if you know this whole interview was unsettling, given the fact that they had just come back from the moon being the first men to do it. Hello world, first picture taken from Artemis. And then they supposedly take another one hours later with the same cloud formations in the same section of the Earth, even though it's constantly rotating. Before you know it, they're going to say this is the dark side of the moon. I clearly don't believe any of it.
Everybody knows that the government lies. Well, at least if you have a minimum of 2 simultaneously working brain cells. So, is NASA the only part of the government that doesn't lie? Y'all need to wake up. Oh, and NASA also gets around $67 million a day.
Okay, yeah. So we know about NASA and how much funding they're getting. Let me just put up some news stories, what's been going on worldwide. Every news station was able to interview and talk to the crew. And I'm like, how is any of this observation of the experiment, which is them traveling from Earth to space and to go around the moon and return?
All right, you are looking inside the Orion spacecraft. The crew getting ready to hold the news conference that's scheduled for about 3.5 minutes from now. This news conference as they make their way back to Earth after slingshotting around the moon. That should start any minute now. Watching alongside, as we keep an eye on this screen, but watching with me here is senior science reporter Nicole.
That's all we ever see is them inside the spacecraft floating around, and yet they can do conferences and interviews. We only ever see CGI images. So you can go through every news story. You're not going to see anything of space. We're only going to see visualizations, data, the inside of the shuttle, looking at the crew, and that's it. And then still images. So lots of live conferences happening.
There had been reports that they had seen.
Could you please describe your emotions when Jeremy called down to Mission Control to ask permission to name a
So there'll be no time delay. As soon as the person asks the question, they'll respond.
powerful moment down here?
Marcia, it was a powerful moment up here as well. My crewmates approached me when we were at Kennedy in quarantine, and they said, "Hey, the three of them had talked, and they would like to do this." And that was an emotion of live on planet Earth.
They're talking nonsense. A lot of Masonic hand signs. If you notice, this guy, his hands are fidgety because he knows he wants to do the thumb pyramid with his hands, but he doesn't want to be too obvious. So he's trying to do something else. You'll see even this guy's thumbs or her will twitch a bit sometimes, like they want to do the Masonic, but they're so used to doing that, they were probably told not to be so obvious while supposedly in space. So we're not seeing space. None of this is space. None of this is space. We're just looking at them huddled together inside. It could be anywhere. That's not proving space. Then they put up these. That's supposed to be a live feed of space. This one right here. That is not acceptable. This is not the full spacecraft. Why does NASA always just show, like 3% of the craft and then show like come on. Oh, people watch this and they're like, wow, they're traveling through space. That's not space. Again, that is not space. This is the only observation of space they have given us, called a live feed from outside of the craft. And this, I'm telling you, is not acceptable. This is not it. It's not it. It's not it. Okay, let's check another news station. Someone's going to be giving us. So that's CBC News. We've got The Guardian. Let's check The Guardian quick.
And lay the groundwork for missions to Mars for the benefit of all. It's a historic day, and I know how busy you'll be, but don't forget to enjoy the view.
All they do is talk over these images. Okay, here's another live image. That's not good. That's not good. It's blurry. This doesn't look like the moon. It's not lit up. It's not fully round. That's supposed to be Earth in the background. So you're supposed to believe that this little banana-shaped light or white blush or smidge or smudge is us on Earth. If you believe that, then please believe it and get out of here. That is not credible. That is not acceptable. I've been posting this stuff on all the biggest Facebook Flat Earth groups, including one I'm an admin of, the Flat Earth Society. Don't ask me how I became an admin or moderator of one of the big Flat Earth groups, but I'll share it with you shortly. But that's not, let's see, what are they saying?
Earth and around Earth.
There's no movement.
From the moon.
Where is the
Houston
movement?
copies. We'll see you on the other side.
We will see you on the other side.
And we have confirmation of loss of.
Now loss of signal. And now we go straight to the visualization. So this is CGI image.
signal of the Orion spacecraft out of direct line of sight with Earth and behind the moon. And this is a poignant moment as it's the first time in over.
You can get this image of moon from any cell phone camera on Earth. You don't need to be NASA or be in a rocket and go to space to see an image of the moon like this.
50 years that we have humans completely unreachable.
So now this is an image of someone taking a picture of one of the astronauts from within the shuttle looking out the window at the moon. And it still looks like how you'd see it from if you were looking at it from your car stuck in traffic on Earth.
By anyone else on Earth. Orion has come back around the other side of the moon, and that little crescent that you see is Earth over.
That little crescent you see is Earth. Are you kidding me? What crescent? It's like flickering in and out. Watch it again. So this crescent, so they just went around the moon. Nothing looks like we've seen any movement of any of that happening. We haven't seen what Earth looks like from the moon. We're just seeing a crescent. It's ridiculous. This is crap.
We're 252,000 miles away.
Houston, integrity.
You know what this reminds me of? So they're telling you that that little banana-shaped smudge is Earth, 225,000 miles away, right? And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, wow, it's so beautiful. That's us from how it looks on the moon. Oh, come on. If you ever watched the TV show Friends from the 90s and early 2000s, there was an episode where Phoebe and Rachel went to go get a tattoo together, right? So Phoebe convinced Rachel to get a tattoo, and they went to the tattoo parlor, and in the end, Rachel got the tattoo, but Phoebe backed out. So when Phoebe's like, no, I got the tattoo. And she's like, where is it? And she's like, right there. And she's like, that's not a tattoo. That's a dot, Phoebe, says Rachel, right? And she's like, no, that's the Earth as seen from millions of miles away, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. So and then when Ross found out who was Rachel's boyfriend, that Rachel got a tattoo, he was like, what the hell? You got a tattoo? How could you? And she's like, oh, but Phoebe got the whole world. See how they mock you? So there was other episodes where Phoebe was the conspiracy theorist. She joked about the fake moon landing, all that stuff, right? So, but here they are doing it again for real and claiming science.
Comm check.
Integrity, we have you loud and clear. Tell me.
Houston, we have you the same, and it is so great to hear from Earth again.
So great to hear you. Where you could still be on Earth. We're not seeing you in space. We're seeing you crammed inside of a box. That is not proof that you're slingshotting around the moon right now. That's ridiculous.
Came around the near side of the moon, seeing all the sights that we've seen from Earth for all of our lives, but we're seeing them from a different perspective. And then we started to get a glimpse of and we saw.
So there's the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Like there's more images. So this is their new type of thing now. Is taking a picture of someone looking out of the window of the view. So this is supposed to give perspective of like, wow, imagine that could be us on the shuttle looking back at Earth or looking at the moon or looking at both because you're in the middle of space in a tin can.
And then the surprise of the day, we just came out of an eclipse where the sun, moon, and the entire dark moon about that big right out the window that we were watching. We could see the corona of the sun, and then we could see the planet train line up, and we at Mars, and all of us commented how excited we are to watch this nation and this planet become a two-planet species.
Absolute crap. So that lens flare was supposed to be the sun being eclipsed by the moon. Come on. Aussie Trump says, this is waking up more of my friends to the biblical flat earth than any other doco I've shown. Yeah, just show them this and be like, you still believe Earth's a globe? So key moments from Artemis flyby. Let's check
I'm
the
proud to
moment.
pass that torch on to you as you swing around the moon and lay the groundwork for missions to Mars. For the
Yeah, I think we just watched that. That's the Guardian. Updates is Orion. This is live right now. So we're not seeing live from space. You won't see a live feed from space no matter what we type in or try to find.
Really great people, grateful that people were listening.
So these guys are on Earth at NASA. Look at him. There's the hand sign right there. Masons. See, they just naturally do it. And when they're told not to, they get very visualization. So we're not seeing live feed. But live, we saw a Mason just casually sit there with his hands together like that. So we're not going to see space. We're just going to see visualizations. Let's get out of that one. That was from USA Today. Here's NASA. So here's the official broadcast. Okay, so this is official now. So there's got to be space in an official broadcast from NASA's Artemis II crew flying around the moon. It's got 27 million views. So this has to be the one, right? So guys, this is the one. This has to be the one. Marissa Pinkarissa, hi. Says, hi, Nico. I commented on Matt Walsh post on Facebook and some dude told me I have shit for brains because I said space is fake. Gotta be a bot. There's way more people waking up to this right now. I'll show you my group. If Marissa, you should get into my group here. Flat Earth Society. Where is it? Give me a second. Right here. So here's the group on Facebook. We've got 91,000 members, probably 100, but I just haven't had time to go in and approve all the new members. So we're probably at 100,000 members. You know, I need to get the name changed, but whoever the founder made this and then put me as one of the admins. So if you just go to members, is it loading? Oh, admins, moderators. There you go. So there's the admin of this group. And there's one moderator, Nico Gabriel, and then myself, Nico King Nico, and Toronto. So there's only 3 of us moderating this group. So get your post in there. Let me get to the discussion about. Okay, anyway, the group is there. So let's get back to all of this crap. Artemis II. What okay, we're going to the official broadcast. We got 10 hours. So I expect to see some space, some action, some nebulas, some aliens, something. The live event starts soon. We're going to skim through it, of course. So they're sitting in darkness on the spacecraft. So this could be on Earth. This is on Earth. Next. This is crap. That's not the moon. It looks like the Death Star from Star Wars. Not even. The Death Star looked way better than that and could actually have been the moon. This is blurry, grainy. It's not moving. It's not moving towards this. This is not moving to go around this and come back. That's absolute BS. We're not seeing that. This is moving right now. So they say it's live. BS. BS. It's not happening. That's the best they got. This is the best that they were able to produce of Artemis traveling in space around the moon. This is not it. It's not it. The data means crap when we can't see the experiment. We cannot observe it. There's no observation of the data. So it means crap. It can mean anything. This is not a result of this data, right? It's BS. That's it. That's all they've been giving us. 10 hours of crap. Oh, look, so supposedly this has gotten closer to this. So look, it started out here, it looks a bit smaller, but now it got bigger. Where was the motion? And look, where's the, come on, this is absolute BS. We're skipping through 10 hours of official broadcast. Oh, look, now they've, so this whole video supposedly is them slingshotting around the moon. We haven't seen it. Why, when they're slingshotting around the moon, are they skipping to this right here? And now they're around the moon. There's Earth. Because now they're coming. Come on, give me a break. Did we see any of that moving around? No. What is this? Mars? CGI, you can tell right away that's not real. Oh, back to the visualization. Feed has been cut. The feed was crap anyway. Visualization, that's not real images of the moon. This is not a visualization. This is what they are showing. That is actual, real life, real time video GoPro footage of the shuttle being slingshotted around the moon. This is not it. More visualizations. Just a black screen with some lights on it. That's not it. That's not space. Visualization. That's on Earth. We don't need to see that. That could be anything. I can create this right now for you and tell you it's space and an eclipse of the sun and Uranus and Jupiter, Mars, and add some numbers. That could be anything. That could be a kid playing around on their parents' cell phone and the flash goes off. That could be anything. That's not it. That's not space. That's a visualization. We don't, these guys, look at all the hand signs. Why? Do you have to hold your hands like that in space? Because of what? Gravity?
NASA has ever made, ever launched, traveled over 250,000 miles, broke.
So now they're on the phone with the president after we just witnessed nothing. They're being congratulated on what NASA showed was absolute nothingness. We did not see them travel through space around the moon. That footage is not it.
The distance record set by the legendary
Distance record. That's all we see.
This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston.
All they did was put plastic in plastic, take soup out of plastic, get dressed, get undressed, name a crater, Carol. Ugh, this is crap. Next, NASA, that's a big flop. NASA, 27 million people. Let's see the comments quickly. Let's see the comments. Did they delete the comments? I want to see the damn comments. Where are they? Milestone, live now from Fox. Artemis II crew on weather. The Americans teased Canada's lone astronaut. What they saw, Artemis II flight day 8 highlights 4 hours ago.
It's quite an honor. For the moon and collecting observations,
That's not it. This is what? Live footage of what? Come on, man. That's not space. This is not science. They're not really working on anything. They're not doing anything. That is not witnessing anything. That's not looking at space. That's looking at a man-made craft with a black background, with light, studio lighting shone on it. This is not live from inside of this. That's not it. What is this? What is this? Where is space? What are these guys tracking? Because I'm not seeing it. I don't know if you guys are seeing space or the moon or something. This is, oh, look, it's moving. It just, look, it's tilting. It's not really moving in motion. What is going on? Oh, this is not it. What does space sound like even?
The service module. This video coming from a camera mounted on the tip of Orion's solar array wing. There are 4 solar arrays. Each solar array could panel 2 3-bedroom homes.
Come on, that's not doing anything. What is this? Visualization. So why do they have to keep visualizing when they're already there? Show us the video. It's on the wing, right? Oh my God, that's not space. That could be anything. I can recreate any of these images, any of this video. That hair thing is just so played out. I've covered this for the last 10 years. What are they clapping for? What is this? Why does he have to be sideways like that? Why does she, like, come on. Oh, they're speaking to Prime Minister Canada, Carney.
Bon. Merci beaucoup, Joshua. Et tout d'abord, Jeremy.
Oh, because they're speaking to Trump and Carney. It has to be real, right? Because those guys are legitimate and credible. More space. Come on. This looks like something like an animate, like kids in school would make an animation class, right? But they come up with better things than this. Yeah, putting more plastic and plastic. That's all we ever see them doing. Looking at an iPad, sitting around, floating around, twirling, getting dressed, getting undressed. They're not doing no science, no space, anything. Oh, there he is. There's the twirl, just as I said it, spinning around because, you know, science. Because we can't do that on Earth. So he has to be in space, right? Because that's proof. That's the only thing that they have to prove space. It's like, well, but look, zero gravity. We already know we can accomplish that on Earth. Yep, Duper's delight. Duper's delight.
Integrity, this is NASA PAO Courtney Beasley. How do you hear me?
$10 hours of nothing.
Hey, Courtney, we hear you, but you are very low.
See, what was the time delay from when she spoke to him? Let's go back. Look at how quick he responded and from when she asked the question. Listen, it's like instant, right? There was barely a delay. He like was already, you can tell. Watch the body language.
Beasley, how do you hear me?
How do you hear me?
Hey, Courtney, we hear you, but you are very low.
Okay, I will try to talk a little bit louder. Reed, Victor.
Here as well. My crewmates approached
Reed.
me when we were at Kennedy in Jeremy's hand as he was still talking. Those were different perspectives that we.
So why is the footage from the live conferences and interviews perfectly fine? They're in space right now, right? So how come there's no signal issues from when they're looking at them doing perfect 360 twirls and zero gravity, but when we're looking outside of the aircraft, everything's fucked up?
We saw these things from, but I have to say, it hasn't changed my perspective or the perspective that I launched with. But the perspective I launched with was that we live on a fragile planet in the vacuum in the void of space. We know this from science. We're very fortunate to live on planet Earth. And the other perspective that I've sort of learned from others through life is that our purpose on the planet as humans is to find joy, to find the joy in lifting each other up by creating solutions together instead of destroying. And when you see it from out here, it doesn't change it. It just absolutely reaffirms that.
Houston, integrity for a quick kind of a PAO item.
Exactly. The vacuum in space alone would suck up everything. The pressure alone would crush that 1 centimeter of aluminium. It's ridiculous. Look what happened to the Titan in the ocean, the submarine that got crushed trying to explore the Titanic. That was on Earth. They just went down a few amount of feet in the ocean and the pressure alone destroyed them. But we're supposed to believe that this tin can in space is being slingshotted around the moon with all this gravity and forces and 32,000 miles per hour. Come on. Get out of here.
But more of an item for the folks in the control room there.
Go ahead.
Do you have our video still?
We do.
that it is in our presence, and we are honored to carry the torch from Apollo through Skylab, through the space shuttle, through our beloved International Space Station, and now back further than humans have ever gone, around the far side of the moon, and safely home back to Houston. So we just wanted to share this with you because it needed to be shared. Thanks.
Carrying the torch indeed. Thank you for sharing it with us and the world, and we'll look forward to welcoming you and that flag back to Houston shortly.
Total crock of shit. Unbelievable. That's well, we haven't seen anything. One day we've looking at all the top results, and then we've seen no footage of space, nothing that is worthy enough that can be studied. Well, how can you study that? What is there to study in this that you can't take from a regular camera on Earth? Like, it's ridiculous. They did nothing. So let's look at the 1969 footage and compare it to footage.
Apollo Saturn launch.
Like, they put way more effort into this because they actually landed on the moon. Oh my God. Again, the same thing. We have to watch astronauts eating on the craft. Oh, wow. That's the moon surface, right? BS. Who's filming this? Like, the audacity. I cannot believe they were able to pull this off and people did nothing about it. Right now, this is footage of humans on the moon. They landed on it and then took off and came back to Earth. This was way more ballsy than just slingshotting around the moon. You'd think that in 1969, they would have just been able to slingshot around the moon, right? And then in 2026, we'd be landing on the moon and building friggin' bases, right? But no. Never believed it. Never, never, never believed it. Yeah, 69 was top class in comparison. So I'm just putting in my 2 cents and making sure that this goes down in history, that as it took place, as they were heading home, we didn't believe it. You know, whether the algorithm wants to hide and trash this video, it's on the internet. It does exist. People eventually will see and find out whether it's my video or someone else's on TikTok or Instagram. No one is buying this nonsense. It's not happening. They're distracting from what, you know what, live views from the Orion spacecraft. So we can go over everything and just collect it all in one video, laughing at it. There is no live views. Live views of inside, which mean absolute nothing. They're not doing anything. This is the live view. That's not good enough, NASA. No one should be believing this and putting in their formulas and rocket formulas and all the data to make this real. It's not the way it works. That's not it. That's not space. We're not seeing it. They keep showing computers and screens like something important's on there. Nothing of importance is on there. It's just acting. What is the obsession with this fucking fluff toy? You're in space, dude. Visualizations, nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah, we're not going to see space. This is the best we've got. One image that doesn't even move, right? That's it. April 5th, April 5th. Yeah, it's not happening. We didn't see anything. So if you guys want to discuss anything else, says, have you seen the glitchy part where the module disappears for a few seconds? Yeah, I've seen way too much. I'm just so not getting caught up in the hamster spinning wheel of redoing all the work I did 10 years ago, exposing NASA and Apollo 11 to 17. Now we're doing the exact same thing again. Oh, look, they're wearing harnesses. They're not really in zero gravity. They're on a plane trying to mimic that effect. We all know is possible. The shadows, the eclipses, the lighting, nothing adds up. Look at it, it's like, what, how, what, why? It's like, I just don't have the time and energy to be putting in the same crap. You can see there's so many people, especially the new people on TikTok, are all doing it, all the glitches, all the red dots disappearing, all the trails being left on the face. This is live right now. That's all they've been showing for a week now is this crap. This is officially live from NASA. We have 46,000 people watching nothing. Absolute nonsense. New images of the moon 2 days ago. Let's see quickly.
After historic lunar flyby, NASA now sharing some of the photos the astronauts took of the moon, some areas never before seen by the naked human eye. Take a look here. One of those photos.
Give me a break. So they went behind the moon, and this is the one picture they took. That's it. All you see is a plain black background. You see what looks like an animated computer-generated image of a rock with craters on it, and then you see a crescent-lit, Earth-looking blue marble. And people are buying this fish story.
Showing an Earth set. This is where the Earth sits below the moon's horizon, where another shows totality as the moon eclipses.
Why is it curved like this? When they're so, it looks like you could step foot right there on the surface. Like, what is going on with this image and the perspective and the dynamics and the scale? Nothing makes sense. Why does the Earth look, oh, come on. So we're expected to believe that they took off in a rocket that curved into the ocean, but somehow ended up on the other side of the moon, taking this picture, looking back from, come on.
Is the sun. How cool. As CNN's Reed Binion reports, this mission has prompted a lot of reaction back here on Earth.
Your mission paves the way for America's return. Talking about this. This is big. This is really big stuff.
Oh,
the president also making clear this is
something everybody's talking about. This is big.
This
is really big stuff. Everybody's talking about this. This is big. Really are something everybody's.
Yeah, I need to get a screenshot of that because they're laughing at you. Look at them cracking their asses up. They're like, look at them, all with their hands locked together, just laughing it up. They're like, and these people are buying it. They know that you're stupid enough to fall for this, right? Let me show you another video quickly. I just remembered I have it saved here. Where is it?
And they just start making stuff up. Yeah. Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Well, yeah, people come out and they've run out of anecdotes, you know, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
And they're buying it. That is what's driving me crazy. Talk about a fish story. Man walking on the moon. So what do you think of this video here? This was a long time ago of Jim Carrey laughing at the fact that everyone on Earth is buying it, that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, and that now Artemis is being slingshot around the moon. People are crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I think I want to show you now one of my videos in regards to biblical prophecy. So as you may know, I've been making a lot of music recently and trying to, you know, put a twist on Christian biblical truth and music, trying to reveal truth without, you know, finding new ways to share the truth as to what I've been doing, because, you know, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again expecting different results. So I've done everything from rallies, protests, bringing a devil to the LGBT when I was taking on the drag queens. This is the image of the video now. I think this is pretty cool. In my camo astronaut outfit, spacesuit, traveling nowhere, just people's imaginations is what takes them to this belief. Yeah, everyone wants to be a flat earther now after Artemis because we're not seeing what we should be seeing. You know, we're not seeing what we should be seeing. I go to the racetrack and I put GoPros on my helmet, on the go-kart. You can see so many different perspectives and visuals of the race from many different angles. But NASA goes to space and we can't see that. We can't have a 360 camera. You know, why would they go to space where no man has gone before and have only a one angle blurry camera? That you people aren't asking these questions. So here's the old world. Tartaria, people call it Tartaria, the mud flood. The Tartarians created, and the giants is crap. This was the fallen angels. If it was Tartaria, why do every one of these buildings worldwide have one of these fallen angels on it? It's the reign of fallen angels. We got the Piazza Venezia in Rome, Italy. We've got the train station in Milan, a Gothic building. We have St. Paul's Basilica. We've got Washington. We've got so many different structures. We've got the Palace of the Fine Arts, San Francisco. We have Las Lajas, Colombia. We've got the archways in St. Paul's Cathedral in St. Petersburg, Russia. We've got Big Ben. So this is the song I wrote, trying to reveal some truth through music in regards to the old world, in regards to all the government buildings, all the banks, all the libraries, all the train stations, all the museums, right? All the Masonic lodges, how they're all connected to the old world. And what is the old world? You know, flat earth is just the beginning. I found out about flat earth before any of this information, and it was waking up to the flat earth. Once you realize and understand the true realm that we live in and the science of it and how it came to be and how it is and how it works, then the rest of the information and the truth starts to fit into place. But you need to have the right puzzle laid out. If your puzzle is in the shape of a ball, you're not going to finish that puzzle. It needs to be flat on the table where every piece fits in perfectly. Get off the ball. It's not a globe. DJ New Moon in the house says, hi, King Nico, and hi, chat. DJ New Moon has been pumping. Bro, I've been meaning to ask you, your latest music and stuff has been incredible. I don't know how you were able to, well, I have an idea, but you put a lot of good work into replicating voices like Drake for some of your flat earth music. So you're like me, we're both making music, sharing the truth, but you've gone a step further and used actual, you know, you've got famous voices. I love it. So everyone should check out DJ New Moon's some music on his channel there. Flat Earth songs from famous artists and voices. Incredible stuff. I applaud you for that, New Moon. Yeah, found a lot. I will look them all when your stream is over. What's good, friends? Says DJ New Moon. So he's rewinding and watching back some of the stuff we've got here. So as I've been saying, Flat Earth led me to Tartaria, led me to realize, because as a true born-again Christian that takes the word of God literally, Tartaria never made sense to me because it speaks of a mud flood and a race that doesn't make sense. Tartaria is a race of Tartarians that were possibly giants, a lot bigger than us humans, and they had access to free energy. They had access to all kinds of tools and technology that assisted them in creating the old world, right? All these structures and buildings and statues worldwide, not just in one place, everywhere, even in the islands in the Caribbean, right? Asia, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, South America, Europe, everywhere, North America. The buildings are everywhere. And they're trying to explain a civilization from like a couple hundred years ago was wiped out. So remember, these guys have access to free energy. They have access to superior technology. They're bigger, they're smarter, they're better. But yet, they got wiped out and extinct over a mud flood. You'd think that their knowledge and their size and stature and their technology and understanding of the realm would be able to save them from being wiped out by a mud flood. Not a comet, not a great flood, but a mud flood. So that didn't make sense. And then you look at the buildings and you see no representation of this Tartarian race. You see representation of fallen angels. You see representation of Hamites and Canaanites in statue, right? You see representation of ghouls, goblins, demons, devils, Masonic symbolism, all of it. So I knew, and again, another flood. So we got the great flood of Genesis and then another flood, which made no sense. So once you take away that mud flood, because there was only one flood, and then you correct the timeline, because as you know, a lot of the buildings with the dates, they had ones added onto them. So the year would say 765, but then they'd add the one in front of the 765, and then it would now read 1765. So they added full millenniums, maybe 2, 3 onto these buildings, right? To fake the timeline of when they were actually created, to hide the fact that they're over 5,000 years old and were created in Genesis by the fallen angels that fell from heaven, that came here, that chose women to be their wives, that produced offspring, that later became men of renown, the Nephilim, giants, right? That consumed all there was and just made a mess of the world. The New Moon says, let's go. He says, well, thanks. It's a secret how I do the songs, but I can't monetize them like ever. But yeah, it sounds real because it's the real digital voice. So made with AI, not exactly the real voice, of course, but the real artists are also using AI as well, which is why it sounds so similar, because it's not too far from what we've already been listening to anyway from these people claiming to be amazing musicians, but they're using the same tools and technology to write their songs, to make them sound the way they do. It's just, we're getting the same stuff now. So let me play this song for you guys. Make sure it's on here. Share screen, yeah.
Fallen angels, Light over marble avenues, neon dancing on ancient hues. Crowds move fast, they never glance at silent watchers in their stands. Long before the kings wore gold, before the stories men were told, heaven trembled, stars withdrew, and something ancient broke on through. Genesis whispered in the night, sons of God saw daughters light. Desire rose where none had been, and heaven's blood was mixed with men. Giants walked the newborn lands, stone obeyed their heavy hands. Cities climbed toward the sky, pillars where the eagles fly. Statues carved with ageless eyes, guard the streets in grand disguise. Marble halls and iron gates hide the truth of ancient faiths. Libraries with shadowed domes, banks built over buried bones. Parliament and sculpted pride keeps the older world inside. They say a lost empire fell, buried deep beneath the shell, but older voices still remain, whispering through stone and rain. Toronto shining by the lake, London fog at morning break. Berlin towers cut the gray, Prague where silent watches stay. Mexico where temples rise, Buenos Aires under skies. Melbourne streets where columns stand, Shanghai stretching through the land. Every city, every square, silent angels everywhere. Frozen high in bronze and stone, waiting through the centuries alone. Daniel spoke of iron and clay, kingdoms rise and swept away. Yet the Watcher's works remain, written deep in earth and grain. And the scripture softly tells, nothing hidden ever dwells, forever buried in the night. All will stand revealed in light. People pass beneath their gaze, lost within the modern maze. Phones and screens command their sight, while the watchers hold the night. But a day will surely rise, when the veil leaves mortal lies. Every tower, dome, and wall will remember what did fall. And the cities men adore will confess what came before. Not the work of mortal hands, but the rain of fallen angels.
Yeah, Brother Sanchez TV official says flat power to Nico and chat. It's good to see Brother Sanchez. I was in your live the other day quickly. So yeah, all of us here, we're not falling for Artemis II. We're not buying the crap. We haven't seen anything to be able to buy any of it. All we've seen is BS after BS, interview after interview, and visualization after visualization. DJ New Moon says, first day of real spring here near Quebec City in Canada. Still cold, a little. The sun hit hard and can be with t-shirt outside. Yeah, Brother Sanchez official is here. Definitely good to see you and the work that you're putting out consistently, especially with Artemis and all the crap. It's just, it's sickening. The fact that they don't even have to try, and that people are still buying it, the fish story, as Jim Carrey says, right? So we're not going to be one of those fish buyers of the fish story. So I'm going to probably end this live now and see what we could do to bring some. They're not even back yet. So Artemis is still on its way back to Earth. We've still got to see how they're going to empty the atmosphere and, you know, in a ball of fire and shuttle down and land in the ocean, and they're going to get rescued. It's the same recipe, the same deception they use over and over again, nothing new. So yeah, we still got that to look forward to. So definitely want to make sure we get our say on this while the said experiment is still in progress. And it's a huge failure, massive failure. They've done nothing. So if you've been watching and listening to this live stream, you are the resistance.